Disclaimer, I really enjoy AnimeSins. I'm only pointing out their mistakes. So, you've decided to send Prison School.
Move this man!
Quite a lot of actual CGI.
AnimeSins complains about CGI cliche.
うるせえ俺はもっと女子ともっといろいろなんかいろいろしたいんだ俺の生き様見てろ
The notion that he's talking that loudly and yet no one in the cafeteria can hear him. He's like proper yelling over there and they're none the wiser.
Or maybe people are simply just ignoring the loud and obnoxious Kiyoshi. Also, you do know Kiyoshi's friends are sitting at the same table as he is and can hear everything he's saying right in front of them, right?
ねえ、二人とも今いいかな。
えだから無駄だと言ったでござる
No you didn't, you friggin' liar you. You said you hadn't talked to any girls when asked, and then said he should be content to sit and watch them rather than going over to speak with them. Certainly never said it was pointless.
That is the point. Yeah, Takato never said it was pointless, but he simply gave Kiyoshi the idea that it is pointless to talk to them.
クラス一美人の強さに惹かれてしまった最悪だ
Dude, she'd have to have the greatest eyes in history to read that tiny ass writing. Clearly she knew the character on it. I'd definitely have presumed that rather than thinking she might be half hawk or something instead.
Chiyo is sitting next to Kiyoshi from where he dropped the eraser, so she can clearly see the writing on the eraser.
以上、何か質問は？
こんなところに1ヶ月も監禁するなんて人権蹂躙もいいところでござる
She did ask if there was any questions in fairness.
Takato was commenting, not asking questions, so Mako hitting him was valid.
プリズンってあれ本当に存在したんだ。男子と関わらなくてよかった。
She says, so the prison actually exists, even though it was very clearly sat there in the middle of the courtyard, looking very prisonish with its metal gates and barred windows and stuff. Like what the hell did she think that building was if not a prison?
Or maybe she could be new to the school and didn't know the prison was real, considering she didn't think this school did have a prison.
Imagine still shining it into his eyes when he's already noticed you. Like at that point, you're now just slightly being irritating.
If Kiyoshi was even a bit irritated, he would have said that to Chiyo, but he didn't because he's in the middle of working and don't want to draw any attention.
あのことよ。
あのことって
For the first and only time of the video.
No!
So the sin here is Kiyoshi is asking what happened between him and Hana.
Sure. Let's go with that.
が問題は3時間をどうやってごまかすかでござる裏生徒会が気づかないわけないでござるお前の話聞いてると脱獄は到底不可能に思えてきたんだけど
It's more to the point that he's saying that breaking out and remaining undetected for the entire time is difficult. The breaking out in and of itself is fairly straightforward, especially given the hole he himself dug.
The hole that Kiyoshi dug isn't enough to break out, considering he has to crawl through vents in the water drain system and dress up as a girl too.
Sitting on a face-related sound effects, oddly brought to you by someone crumpling up a bunch of very noisy plastic.
Everything wrong with Prison School, anime fans. This stupid bullshit.
ただのお茶よ。いいから飲みなさい。
無事でござったか
Dude, it was literally like 10 feet away. I think you'd have definitely heard some kind of commotion had it occurred.
Yeah, and even if something didn't happen to Kiyoshi, Takedo would still be worried regardless.
花は体調不良で休むことになった。
清殿一体どんな秘策を使ったでござるいや、俺は何も
She's right there in front of them. I don't understand how everyone's hearing is so poor if they happen to not be a male.
It's obvious the other boys are confused about what Takedo is talking about, and you said that if the very next scene is Mako hitting Takedo for talking, you big liar.
本番のために用意していた秘策を使ってしまったでござるよさっきのそうなの
I suppose it depends on whether or not you could see the corresponding thought bubble of what he did.
You do know that Kiyoshi was with Takedo when they were ordered to clear the wasteland, right?
おお、慎吾だな。一緒に浴びるでござる。そんなとこで突っ立ってないでさ。早く入れよ。小生が背中でも流すでござる。
This made me laugh so much, the most in a long time, so that's definitely worth a rare extra sin off right there.
I agree. I laughed at this scene before too, so I'll remove a sin.
お前、どうしたんだよそれ。今日、小生がしたことを深く反省して、副会長殿にバリカンで頭を丸めてもらったのでござる。
I'm more confused about how her shaving his head as penance meant anything to the president whom he did the actual offensive deed to. Like he pulled down her skirt, and yet the vice president is the one forgiving his actions by shaving his head?
Yeah, that's the point. He did pull down her skirt, but it wasn't on purpose, so Takedo has to offer something to Mako in order for her to forgive him.
スピーカーを忘れぬように。そんなところに入れてたのかよ。
No.
I mean, he did it again with a USB flash drive, so yeah.
次の電車に乗って帰ってくればパーフェクトでござる。
More like after he gets back inside and remains undetected the entire time, he will have been successful.
Okay, and what's the sin here? For Kiyoshi not getting caught even though he did?
Once he jumps over the stall, he randomly begins to float towards the window.
AnimeSins tells what we can already see, cliche.
なんか緊張してきたな。だって初めてだもんな。学生相撲。
You know, one element of the plan I don't really understand is why the girl would be on board with taking the train to meet up with him, rather than both of them heading out from the school grounds, since that's where they both are.
You do know that Kiyoshi is a prisoner, right? It would look suspicious for them to go if they did went out from school.
He told her he had got permission to leave. Would seem odd to head out separately from the same school to meet somewhere else.
Honestly, going out separately is a good idea. And also, Kiyoshi will be meeting up with Chiyo in his prison clothes, so why the hell isn't that odd to you?
駅から走ってきたから。
はい。
いいの？
いいよ。清くん用に持ってきたやつだから。
ごっつぁんです。
Is that normal? Bringing a face cloth for a dude on a date? Is that Japanese custom?
Oh my god, who the hell cares?
昨日男子が脱獄したらしいよ。知ってる。女装して正門から出て行ったって。キモ。そんでね、なんかその男子退学らしいよ。え？退学？
I like how she focuses solely on that and not the bit about him dressing up in a girl's uniform in order to escape, which throws her whole "he's got my uniform and is being gross with it" idea out of the window.
Yes, Kiyoshi did use Chiyo's uniform and dressed up as a girl, but he did that to see her and spend time with her, so it makes sense why she did get mad at him for stealing her uniform.
バカな真似はやめて。千代さんダメです。話してメイコちゃん。
Why they be acting like once you fill out the name bit that you automatically are like teleported outside of the school ground, never to be able to return? If you change your mind, just go ahead and put it in the bin.
The reason why everyone is surprised is because they didn't expect Chiyo to write her name, and Mari and Mako did give Kiyoshi another chance. What the hell are you even complaining for?
本当にすいません。わざとじゃないです。僕の意思とは無関係なものが勝手な行動して。
Clearly his erection touching her killed her. It's the only logical explanation.
More like defiled her for being guarded, and this was Hana's fault to begin with.